What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, and today I'm going to be talking about Tower of God, a new anime that I enjoyed so much that I couldn't even wait for the weekly episodes and immediately started reading the original webcomic. I haven't completely caught up yet, and here I'm going to be focusing primarily on what's been covered up in the anime so far, but I hope to make even more videos about Tower of God when I'm all caught up. If you do want to see more Tower of God content on this channel, make sure to smash that like button to let me know. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future Tower of God videos. If you are interested in philosophy, you can check out our other channel, Philosophy in Motion, link in the description, where we regularly talk about life-changing philosophies. Leave any suggestions for future Tower of God videos in the comments. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Right away, the philosophy of this story caught me off guard. Usually we start stories following a specific character, but here, before that, we're addressed personally. We are told that money and wealth, honor and pride, authority and power, revenge, or something that transcends all these, whatever you desire is here. Here referring to the tower itself. The idea behind the tower is that if you can get to the top, you can get anything you want or desire. That in and of itself is a fascinating idea. In modern society, we're often told, usually in subliminal ways, that buying this or that product will give us happiness. Although, when we get what we wanted, whether it's an expensive car or a huge house or high-end shoes, those things usually become the new normal soon enough. Our overall happiness doesn't really change, except now we're probably in a worse position because we spent all of our money and we're in debt, and as a result might be trapped in a job that we don't like because we're living paycheck to paycheck. So as we're trying to become more happy through purchases or by other external means, we might be actually digging ourselves deeper and deeper into an unhappiness trap. If we look for our happiness in external things like money, power over others, what other people think about us, and so on, there will always be something else to desire. The truth is, if you can't be happy now, you probably won't be happy in the future. Because A, you may die before you achieve your goals, B, you might realize how empty you feel after accomplishing them and as a result, might quickly move on to the next goal, and C, by constantly looking for happiness in the future and desiring what you don't have, you're actually wiring your brain to always look for happiness elsewhere. In this way, people become slaves to their desires, forever chasing happiness without ever really experiencing it. The Tower of God is pretty much our desires on steroids. It presents itself as being able to fulfill anybody's desire, no matter whose and no matter how big. In other words, a tower is supposed to be something that can grant anyone happiness. In reality though, people come to the tower to get something, but in most cases, they end up losing everything they had. Things that they might have taken for granted until it's too late. Thus, it's very similar to how us desiring to keep up with the Joneses in the modern world can lead us down a death spiral where we end up in a much worse position than we were initially in. Part of what good art, like Tower of God, does in my view is it helps us see our own faults with more clarity so that we can live a better life in the real world. One of the things Tower of God really emphasizes is taking the things we have for granted while seeking what we don't have, or in other words, assuming the grass is always greener on the other side. The story isn't just talking to us, the readers, in the beginning as I illustrated, it's communicating with us throughout. Even the fact that Rachel wanted to move up the tower so that she could see the real endless sky with its countless stars begs us to examine ourselves and how we take such things for granted. If you're anything like me, you probably take the beautiful night sky for granted most nights, because it's always there. You can go days, weeks, or even months without appreciating it. In contrast, we may be mesmerized by a huge mansion or expensive car because it's not something we can afford. On autopilot, we tend to undervalue what we have and overvalue what we don't. But the author of Tower of God is asking us to reevaluate things for a second. Look at Rachel. Look how driven she is to see the real open sky, the sense of freedom that comes with such a view, especially if you've never seen it before. For her and everyone else in that world, the sky would be more impressive, and they'd pay more to see it than any car. In the same way, we shouldn't assume that taking a date to a super expensive restaurant that we can't afford is better than going to a picnic nearby for a fraction of the price. As the philosopher Epictetus said, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants, end quote. In other words, if you want true wealth and happiness, it's better to count your blessings rather than always dwell on what's missing. That doesn't mean you shouldn't pursue any goals, but you should pursue them happily while appreciating what you have along the way, and you should be okay with the possibility of not achieving a specific goal. Your happiness should not be tied to external outcomes that are outside of your complete control. Give it your best shot if it's something that means a lot to you, but realize that the destination for everyone is death, so there's no excuse for not enjoying the journey. I think there are problems with the protagonist Bomb's philosophy too. But what sets him apart from most other people in the story is that he didn't want to go to the tower. Rachel wanted more, but Bomb was good. He spent his life in a dark cave and he was happy because Rachel came to visit him every so often. Bomb didn't need a harem, or money, or power. He was happy with the way things were, even though most people watching this video probably can't imagine being happy if they were stuck in a dark cave for as long as they could remember. It wasn't enough for Rachel, and she even got to leave the cave. She desired more, and so did the countless people that continued to try to climb up the tower. Bomb isn't a conventional shonen character whose main goal is to become the best or the strongest in the world. I pointed this out about Demon Slayer 2, where Tanjiro's desire was to save Nezuko, not to be the #1 Demon Slayer in the world. Bomb similarly was happy with what he had, even if it wasn't much, and prioritized human connection rather than money, power, fame, and so on. Unfortunately for him, Rachel is no Nezuko, and she clearly doesn't want to be saved. Here lies Bomb's problem. Simping is not the answer. Just like money and fame are external things that can easily bring you misery if you completely tie your happiness to them, Bomb will stay unhappy if he continues to tie his happiness to a girl that wants nothing to do with him anymore. Here's another relevant quote from Epictetus. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." End quote. We should empathize with Bomb. After all, it's hard when you love someone and just want to be with them and they want something else. However, he can't control Rachel's feelings and should ultimately let go. Instead of being unhappy and jeopardizing his life and other lives while chasing Rachel, he should appreciate the new friends around him like Kun and Rock, and the girls who actually like him and are willing to chase after him too. Through watching and reading Tower of God, I'm constantly reminded to actually look around at my own life and reevaluate what's most important to me and what I might be taking for granted. So in conclusion, start looking for reasons to be happy for what you've got rather than dwelling on what you don't. Enjoy the journey as you take steps towards your external goals, and please do yourself a favor and don't simp after a girl who clearly doesn't want you. And that is it for this video. Let me know what you thought about it and let me know how you're liking Tower of God. If you did get value from this video and want to see more like it, make sure to smash that like button and let me know. And follow Philosophy in Motion, link in the description for more philosophy videos. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future Tower of God videos. Lastly, the YouTube ad rates have significantly dropped recently, so the help and support we're getting from our AnimeUproar patrons is now more important than ever. A very special thank you goes to our patrons over on Patreon who help us survive these YouTube issues and who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the legend acknowledged by Lord Twigo himself, Efren A. And the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Steven Ingrata, Alola Anatem, The World, Steelers, Tyson Quirino, Acquire Respect, Pate Hefa, Jonathan King, Desi D, Brandon Aviles, and Emperor Otaku, and our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Nothing But a Fan, Jason Wilson, King Zeldris, Anatoly Kazatsky, Angel Cruz, iSparky65, Cricket XP, Ted No Ted, Joe Stanton, Very Gucci, Alicia Actor, Animal69, Jessica Calafon, Hinokami and Water, Bonnie Parks, Zodiar12, Rathuan De Aura, Tien Huang, Mitch Loves Anime, and JCC Waka. Thank you all so much. If you enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord, where we talk about anime, life, and of course, dank memes. So check out patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also now join the YouTube channel and support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.